Next presentation is brought to us by our friends at Microsoft, and it's one you won't want to miss. General Manager Julia White and Director of Global Partners with Microsoft Dynamics, Morgan Wheaton, will share a day in the life, the new age accelerated seller. In her 15 years at Microsoft, Julia's specialties include high-tech product management, product strategy, group management, channel strategy, and channel marketing. Julia spent her undergrad years at Stanford University and then went on to Harvard Business School for her MBA. Morgan Wheaton has been influential in his 12 years in the technology industry, his specialties including partner management, ISV, enterprise software, and software as a service. Morgan has a BA in marketing from Michigan State University and an MBA from the University of Colorado, Denver. Join me and InsideSales.com in welcoming Julia and Morgan to the Sales Acceleration Summit.
Microsoft is excited to participate in the InsideSales.com Sales Acceleration Summit, especially because we recently announced that InsideSales.com has been included in our Global ISV initiative for Microsoft Dynamics CRM. That means that InsideSales.com gets unprecedented access to our Dynamics CRM R&D department so we can create tight integration between our solutions while working together to take sales acceleration to customers around the world. As a matter of fact, Microsoft was so excited about working with InsideSales.com that we took an equity position in the company. Our approach to accelerating sales goes far beyond our industry-leading Dynamics CRM solution. It is about bringing together in one seamless experience everything Microsoft and our partners have to offer. Our customers can maximize personal productivity with Office 365, sell on the go with innovative mobile devices, collaborate with global teams using Skype for Business, and of course, take advantage of InsideSales.com's cloud-based sales acceleration platform. But if a picture is worth 1,000 words, a demo is priceless. So I'd like to give you a glimpse of the future of sales with Julia White and the presentation she made to over 12,000 attendees at our annual user conference in March 2015. Thanks for your time, and enjoy our vision for the new age accelerated seller.
Welcome on stage Julia White, and she will show you a day in the life of a salesperson who is very progressive, a salesperson who is driving their organization to the future highs. Julia, welcome.
Now, Carol talked about the importance of sales productivity. Now, I'm going to show you an example of how this comes to life and what sales productivity means using the Microsoft Cloud across Dynamics CRM Online, Office 365, Skype for Business, and the awesome new Surface Hub that will be here soon. So in this case, I'm a busy salesperson, and I'm trying to get some deals done. And I start my day here in CRM Online, and I'm using the spring release with all the new capabilities in it as well. And this is where I can manage all of my information. I have everything I need right at a fingertip. And all down here, I have all of my leads. Now, as a busy salesperson, I have more leads than I can focus on. I want to know what's the most important lead I should spend my time on right now. Well, CRM now actually gives me a score and tells me which lead is most important. And they're ranked here. So if I go, I see this Trek 3D printer upgrade. That right now is my most important lead based on the score. So I'm going to go ahead and select that and find out why. Well, I'm excited to announce that Dynamics has partnered with InsideSales.com, a leading sales acceleration technology company that now uses predictive intelligence to actually tell me which lead is most hot, what I should work on right now. And with this predictive intelligence, I get two scores. This neural score that uses public information to let me know if this company is ready, like the likelihood to buy right now. And the contactability tells me their likelihood to engage based on their engagement with us in past moments. And when I see in this chart that both of those scores are high, I know this is the time to focus on this lead specifically. So if this is hot, I'm going to go work on it. So I'm going to go ahead into my develop stage here. And as I do so, you can see that CRM offers the integration with Skype, so I can just contact my customer right here if I wanted to. But now with the spring release, I also have OneNote integration. So I can have my team notes, all my shared meeting notes. If I click in here to my OneNote notebook, I see there was a meeting. Yeah, applause, that's awesome. I can see the people who were meeting. I can see the notes we're taking. So even though I wasn't there, I don't have to miss a thing. And I see in this meeting particularly, we talked about how the customer Trek, they wanted some accessories with their 3D printer. So I want to make sure that I include that backup cooling fan and the extruder in the proposal. So let me go back to CRM, and I'm ready to go into that proposal phase now that I know what Trek wants and how to get set. So I'm going to go to that next phase here. into proposal. And here is my product line items, and I have that 3D printer going there. But also now I have suggestions. And if I open that, it's actually bringing up all related products to that 3D printer. So I don't have to remember what all the accessories are. CRM provides that for me. I can go ahead and just pick all those suggested items and go ahead and add it to the product list item for my proposal. So now, thanks to CRM, I knew which lead to focus on with that predictive intelligence. I had all of the notes from my team, so I knew exactly what to do. And with the suggested items, I know that I have all the right items to move into that proposal phase. So now, I know it's hot, so I'm going to go ahead and work on that proposal. Well, it turns out, a couple weeks ago, I was meeting with a colleague, Eric. He's another sales guy with me. And he had this awesome 3D printer proposal. And I haven't really worked on this product very much, and so I don't have an existing proposal. So I want to build on that work that he's already done rather than start over. So I don't know exactly which meeting I met with Eric or what that was called, what the deck was called, but all I can do, I can go to Delve, and I can find that information. So here in Delve, I can go ahead and just search right here on Eric, and what it brings up is all the information that Eric has shared with me that's also relevant to the work I'm doing. So it finds that, discovers it for me. And there, in fact, is that 3D printing proposal. So I just found it that simply right within Delve. I don't have to create my own proposal. I can just work from his and be that much more efficient. So I grabbed that proposal down. Of course, I'm going to save it to my OneDrive account where I can do editing, which is great. But it's not just about my input and my feedback. I actually want to make sure my team gets that as well. So I'm going to do the old-fashioned thing, which is use email to communicate, because we love to try and use email to collaborate. But I'm showing you here for the very first time publicly, Outlook 2016. Yes, and I'm excited to announce today the technical preview of Office 2016 for IT pros and developers to get early access to the bits to start testing internally. Now, this build right here doesn't have all the new end-user features yet, but I'll show you one of my favorite. So I'm going to send that email to my team to collaborate. I got it sent to Eric and Ben here. I'm going to go ahead and attach that file. And you see when I hit attach file, it actually brings up my most recently used documents from across Office. So I don't have to go search for it, browse for it. It's right there. There's that Trek 3D proposal. And when I go to attach it, it's giving me new options. I can just send a link from my OneDrive account, or I can go ahead and do the attachment the old way if I want. I'm going to make the right choice, and I'm going to send that link. And when I hit send, it looks like an attachment, feels like an attachment. And when I send it, it actually sends them the access to that file. All the permissions is handled, so I don't have to actually send a physical attachment and deal with versioning. We're all working in a modern, collaborative way, using the cloud, all working on one document. All right, so now let's go out to OneDrive. I want to actually work on that proposal with my coworkers. So I'm going to go ahead and open it here from OneDrive. And I want to go ahead and edit it as well while we're out here so we can all work on it. And true for all of the Office applications is I can do real-time collaboration. So we can all be in editing the document together. So it's both a conversation and an authoring process together. So I'm going to go down here, and I'm going to use one of my favorite capabilities of Office. You see Eric's now in editing there. I get a notice. And you can see there he is, editing. I can see pixel by pixel. But I want to put in a table. And sometimes I forget in all the various capabilities of Office where tables are. So I no longer have to know. I can just ask Office what I want to do, tell it what I want to do, and it does it for me. Using this new Tell Me capability, I just say that I want to insert a table. And you see, I actually spelled it wrong, but it almost got it. I want to insert a table, and it takes me right to that actual command. It doesn't take me to help on how to. It actually does it for me. I do it right there from the Tell Me capability. All right, so I've added in what I want. I see Eric's doing his edits as well. So I think that they're going to work on the proposal, which is great. But I want to just let them know that I'm going to head off and C-track. But before I do, I want them to know to send this proposal so I can get going. So to do that, I'm actually going to open up the brand new Skype for Business experience to send them an instant message about that. So announcing today also the public preview of Skype for Business. Last November, we announced the new name for Link to Skype for Business, and today it's now publicly available for everyone to try. And I'm thrilled to be among the first to show you this new experience. It's gorgeous, it's familiar, it's inspired by Skype, and enables faster adoption, thanks to the millions of people already using Skype today. And I can use it to reach anyone across IM, I can chat, I can call, I can video. Here I just want to let Ben know to kind of send the proposal to Trek. And then, of course, who doesn't love these awesome new emoticons? Hello, dancing man. Gotta love that. So let him know that. And also, it has all, of course, the same richness you've come to expect in business capabilities of Link, but it's also now connected with Skype. We've brought together the Skype for Business and Skype network. So now all the Skype for Business users can connect with Skype from a contact's perspective and can communicate them with IM, voice, video. So imagine a salesperson connecting with any customer, a doctor connecting with a patient, an employer interviewing someone via Skype. There's so many possibilities with this new experience. It's fantastic. All right, so Ben knows to send the proposal off to Trek when they're all done with that. So I'm going to go ahead and get over to Trek and show him the presentation about this 3D printer. But on the way there, I actually want to get prepared for my meeting. So I'm going to show you a new concept app that helps me prep for my sales meeting while I'm en route to the customer. And this is just giving you a glimpse of what's possible when you bring together Dynamics, Azure Machine Learning, Office 365, and Bing into this experience. And I can get a view of customer insight as well as what's going on related to that customer. So if I go into my meeting here, and I can go to that 3D printer upgrade meeting, and there's a link into that concept app that'll bring me right into this information. So it's pulling from all different sources right here. I see the location, I even get traffic information. I can go down and see who's attending the meeting. I see people from Trek, as well as from my company. And I see here David Peterson from Trek, and I'm getting that little question mark. That means that he and I aren't directly connected in a social network. But if I tap on there, it'll show us all of our related connections, so I could find someone to connect with him through. I can also go to the account area, and you see this is now pulling information from my dynamic system. I see information about Trek. I see the opportunities we're working on them with, what they've purchased in the past. And if I go down, I even get all of my communication history from Office 365, the emails, the documents that we're working on together. And then even going over to news, I can see public information about what's going on with Trek. And if there's any kind of interesting notifications, I can get those as well. You see on there, I just get a quick notice that says Trek's announcing a new contest. So as I'm walking into the meeting, I have a full 360 view of the customer, who I'm connected to with, what our history's been, and even breaking news information. So now I'm prepared to have a really excellent sales meeting. So for the presentation with Trek, I'm actually going to use my iPad and using the beautiful Office for iPad experience. So here I have PowerPoint up on my iPad, and you see it's that familiar Office experience, the ribbon and the commands exactly where you'd expect them, but great with touch. So I have a really natural experience on this device. Well, let's go ahead and do the presentation here. Go into presentation mode, and it automatically projects up, and I get a nice speaker notes. I have my notes, I have a timer, everything right here at my fingertips to have a really fantastic high-impact presentation. And I can swipe through, and you see all those rich animations that you'd expect from Office. But I also have some nice enhancements for this app specifically, where I can kind of touch and hold. Maybe I need a laser pointer and highlight what I'm talking about. Or if I want to go ahead and add some ink, I can annotate here and maybe talk about how these parts come together. So some nice enhancements to make it a really impactful presentation using this device. All right, well, my presentation went awesome. Trek's ready to move forward and ready to purchase, so I'm going to head back into the office to talk to the team. But on my way back, I want to go ahead and update the deal status. So I'm going to go back to my phone here where I can do that. So right from my Dynamics app here, I can do that. But we've done the work to integrate Cortana with CRM. So I can actually just use Cortana, my digital assistant, to do this for me. So let's do that now. CRM open opportunity called Trek 3D printer upgrade.
Opening opportunity called Trek 3D printer upgrade.
So that's simply using that natural voice interaction. I just ask Cortana, and she opens that for me. Awesome. And so you see, I have the full richness of my CRM experience right here in my mobile app, and I can go ahead and say, I'm ready to close this deal. I've made that next step. We close the presentation, ready to move forward. So that's simple. So you see, with both Dynamics CRM as well as Office 365, I have a great, rich mobile experience, native apps across Windows, of course, iOS and Android, so I can be productive on all my devices wherever I'm at as a busy salesperson. All right, now I'm back in the office, and I'm meeting with my team here, Bussy have been, and I'm going to use the Surface Hub for this. And then this is a stunning 84-inch, ultra-high-def, 4K touch sensor screen, the biggest one ever made. It's a fantastic all-in-one device. High-def cameras built in, speakers, mics, CPU, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, NFC. It's got everything. Literally, all I need is a power cord, and I'm ready to going. And this is really designed from the ground up for collaboration, both in-the-room collaboration, like with Ben, but also across the world. And of course, that means great Skype integration. So now, literally, I walk up, and it has my meeting right here. I just tap to join that meeting, and with that native Skype integration, it drops me right into that meeting experience. And when it does so, it brings me to a whiteboard. Again, a very natural thing to do in a meeting experience, and I have my pen here to ink. And so for the meeting today, I want to go over our pipeline information, specifically. Make sure we want to track that. But I also I just got back from Trek, so I want to go over the customer feedback, too. But because it's not a physical keyboard, I can do things, physical whiteboard, I can do things that I can't otherwise. Like, while that customer information is top of mind, I actually want to bring that up, and I want to talk about that first. And you know what? Trek had some really specific information about both the deck that I showed them, as well as the pitch, too. So that's simply I can move things around. Now, everyone on the video, hey guys, how's it going? Everyone in the video can also see the whiteboard just like they're in the room with me. There's not that difficulty because they're not in the room. It's a very natural experience on that front. All right, but it's not just about just whiteboarding, of course. It's about sharing information. Now, the Trek team had feedback about that deck. So I'm going to go ahead and connect with Ben here, the Surface Pro he has on stage, to show that presentation so I can talk about the feedback that Trek had. So I'll go ahead and swipe, and you see when I touch, it actually happens on the Surface too. It's not just a display, it's actually a two-way experience. We call that touchback. So I can swipe, Ben can swipe. But it's also about inking, of course. So if Ben wants to mark up the presentation and make some suggestions, it shows up on my side, and then I can do the same. So maybe I think, Trek said they kind of like that, but I want to maybe animate it and show how it sits right there. And again, you see how the ink actually goes back to the Surface as well. So it's a really rich two-way experience. And the same goes for the people on the videos. They can be engaging in that same way. So even though we're in the room and across the world, we have that rich experience. All right, so that is the feedback from Trek. So let's go ahead and switch over to BI to look at our pipeline. So we're going to go ahead and open our Power BI dashboard and see all of our sales information at a single glance. You see everything here in on this device, in a touch experience. And for me right now, I want to look at this gross revenue in the US and get a sense of what's happening there. So I'll tap in and go to that space. Now I see I have gross revenue and I have gross margins here, but I really wish I had that combined view. Well, it turns out I can do that right here as well. So if I select Edit, and I just tap on that, and literally I'm just going to drag this up and lay it right on top here. And Power BI does this incredible work of actually combining those two charts and giving me a new view that looks at both. Pretty awesome. And if I want to enhance it and see other things, it's so simple. It's just using standard pivot table experiences that all of us can do. So maybe I want to add my weekly estimated pipeline. I can do that and instantly get a new visualization. And you see with this new view, I see, wow, I can see how 3D printers are, but I really see that I want to focus on those 42-inch LCD TVs as well. All that great visualization helps me understand what's happening across the business. All right, and then at the end of this, all I have to do with this device is go and hit End Session, and it clears everything off of the hub. And so there's no information remaining. The next team or meeting can walk up and begin using the device. Everything's taken care of. And everything was on the OneNote for my whiteboard, so I can just go straight to my OneNote notebook, or I can email it, so everything's captured too. So great meeting experience. Thanks. All right, so I showed you just one example of a mobile salesperson being productive across the Microsoft Cloud using Dynamics, CRM, Office 365, Skype for Business, and of course, the Surface Hub. This really is productivity in a mobile-first cloud.